Hi guys, and welcome to this week's video. Apologies that I sound a bit hoarse and nasally today. I'm recovering from a cold and I thought that I was over it, but listening to my voice right now, I can tell that I sound a bit different. Hopefully by the next video I'll be back to my usual sounding self. 2017 has been a great year of art experimentation for me, and now that it's over I thought I'd share with you some of my favourite art supplies of the year. So starting off with my all-time favourite coloured pencils, Polychromos. I bought the 60 set in 2016 and it was featured in that year's favourites video too, and they got a lot of use last year as well in 2017, so I went ahead and bought the full 120 set for my birthday. These are awesome oil-based pencils and I think that they're excellent value for money. They are very light fast, come in a gorgeous selection of colours, and they also blend and layer beautifully. Next up are more coloured pencils. I bought the 12 set of Derwent Drawing pencils at the start of the year, and after just a couple of months I knew that I had to expand and get the full collection of 24. I've done a review on these pencils as well as an update video, so I'll leave a link to those in the cards and description. These are buttery and creamy pencils, once again highly light fast, and come in a set of soft and muted shades. They're perfect for natural scenes I think, and again very reasonably priced given their quality. My third favourite is Pastelmat Paper. This feels like a relatively new addition to my collection, but I had a feeling that I was going to love it before I even had bought it. This paper is designed primarily for use with pastels, where it supposedly creates very little dust and requires no fixative, but I saw coloured pencil artists using this surface and I decided that I needed to try it for myself. It has changed the way I work significantly. It allows for so many layers and very soft blending, but it's also easier to layer lights over dark colours, and I think that's something that you'd have a tough time with doing with coloured pencils on watercolour paper. And as a bonus, this paper comes in a great range of colours. Speaking of toned paper though, I feel like I shouldn't leave out the Canson Mi Teintes pad that I had bought initially at the start of the year, which was the paper that made me fall in love with working this way. This is also paper that's been designed for pastels and is double-sided. The front has a coarse honeycomb-like texture, but the back is smooth with a very fine tooth. I prefer using the back, which is smoother, as I don't like fighting the texture on the front. I love working on toned paper as it makes me more able to carefully control values by working from a mid-tone outwards. Being able to more carefully control values by working from a mid-tone outwards has definitely taught me a lot about values and contrast, which is why this paper is included in my favourites list. Additionally, this paper I think is very good value for money. Next up are water-based brush pens. I was first introduced to the Faber-Castell Pitt pens early in the summer, and I quickly fell in love with their pigmentation, smoothness and ability to layer. So I ended up buying some open stock to build up on the 24 set that I initially got. I love working with these in my sketchbook, but I'm looking forward to using them more for finished pieces of artwork, as they are also light fast and match the range of colours contained in the Polychromos sets. So these Pitt pens got me wondering what else was on the market for water-based brush pens, so I also bought the Caran-Vibrato Pens and the Sakura Koi Colouring Brush Pens to try out and experiment with. Paired with a waterbrush and my trusty watercolour and mixed media sketchbooks, these pens have been indispensable for colouring sketches on the go, and I've been using these products a lot for my anatomy lectures at university. So far I've reviewed all of the brush pens I've mentioned so far, so I'll leave a playlist of that in the top right and in the description box down below. Although I'd be unlikely to use the Fibralo and Sakura Koi brush pens for finished pieces, I do find that they're perfect for sketchbook studies. And these Caran water brushes are also fantastic. I really love how robust they are and their plunge action too, meaning that they are very easy to fill up on the go. So next I have a couple more repeats from last year's favourite list. So first off we have the Prismacolor Col-Erase coloured pencils. I recently just bought a refill set of these pencils because I'm burning through some of my favourite colours. I find them very useful for planning out the initial sketch for drawings, and in doing so I'll use a similar colour to the subject matter so that the base sketch disappears under the colouring. Next up we have the KUM Automatic Longpoint Handheld Sharpener, which is a great value for money handheld sharpener that gives a beautifully sharp point to my pencils, and it also comes with a set of spare blades too, and it's just the right size to slip into my pencil case. My next recommended art supply is the Canson Mixed Media Art Book with 224 GSM paper. I love this sketchbook. I recommended it in 2016 as well, so I bought another in 2017 that I've recently started. The paper is excellent quality and holds up very well to watercolour or just wet techniques, and is also double-sided with one side being smooth and the other medium grain. It's worked very well for every medium that I've tried with it so far. Watercolour, pencil, water-based markers, alcohol-based markers, acrylics, inks, and I'm sure there are other things too that I've forgotten to mention. Next up is Zested Pencil Blend. So in 2016 I had just begun to use odourless mineral spirits to blend out my coloured pencil work, but I'm really glad that I made the change to the Zested solvents instead. They're a lot less stinky and headache inducing, and they also seem to work better, at least compared to the odourless mineral spirits that I was using before. Another new product or set of products that I've been using alongside my coloured pencils is the brush and pencil painting kit. The titanium white and touch up texture in particular have been awesome, and I seriously recommend them for all coloured pencil artists. The touch up texture is a solution that you apply to small areas on coloured pencil artwork that you might have burnished flat, and the solution dries to create a slightly rough texture, which means you can then continue to apply colour pencil on top. You can also mix the titanium white powder with the touch up texture to create a white, opaque and paint-like substance that you can then apply to your piece to add back in highlights or things like white hairs or whiskers. I've seen artists refer to this as the magic mixture, and it really does seem like magic to be able to regain such bright highlights over dark colours. These products are also archival and designed with coloured pencil work in mind, so it won't flake off or chip away like a gel pen, Posca marker or acrylic paint would over time. So these are my top 10, or top 10-ish, but I have a few other honourable mentions too. So here is my Derwent Artist Black and White set, and you can see that I've used some of them quite a lot. I bought these very early in the year as I wanted to supplement the light and dark colours of my then small collection, and since buying them I've greatly increased my collection, but I still find myself coming back to these. Their opacity and hardness makes them perfect for detailing work, and the colours are quite difficult to find in other sets as well. So they're seriously unique, and I recommend them for any coloured pencil collector out there. Once again, I reviewed this product as well, and the link to it will be in the description box down below and in the cards in the top right. On a similar note, I still love my Caran Luminance White, and I still use it for highlights, despite now relying more on that magic mixture. It is such a smooth and bright white, and I often find myself using it to blend out and brighten areas as well. And finally, another Derwent product, the Derwent Blender Pens. My favourite one is the larger one that comes in the set, and although I don't use these very often, I find them incredibly useful when doing coloured pencil work out and about, where it would be very inconvenient to take around a little bottle of solvents and a brush. So that's all I have time for today. I feel like I have to draw the line somewhere, or else I run the risk of just listing off the majority of art supplies that I own. I've also recently received lots more goodies, and I'm sure some of them will be quick favourites for 2018, but you'll have to stay tuned for the upcoming haul video to find out what art supplies I got over the Christmas period. I'd love to hear from you down below in the comment section, what your favourite art supplies are, and if there's anything in my list that you enjoy using too. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want to stay tuned for more arty videos. Thank you very much for watching, hope you have a lovely week, and I'll see you in the next video.